I think we've got the camera going now, so I should get away from this and actually give you a class. So everyone here at least knows my name and stuff, so thank you all for coming, and thank you for putting up with me in my stress mode on Friday, which every year I'm like, I'm not going to be stressed on Friday, and then every year I'm stressed on Friday. So when I started collecting gem, I was just buying random loose lots of stuff, and there were all these mysterious things like like Kimber in her purple and sparkle suit. I was like, what is that? And at that time on Prancitron, the only thing for Creata was a picture of the star shoes and then a paragraph of text describing each outfit. And so for the most part, I have found this through trial and error and buying stuff on eBay. There isn't a really good source except for these documents here on my laptop, which I've never managed to get on the internet. So as far as I know, and I would be glad to be corrected if anyone knows, this is pretty authoritative. This is about as authoritative as you're going to get on the knockoffs. So so there you go. So there are 3 companies that I want to talk about. The first one is called Creata, and they also did a line called the Flower Princesses in the 80s, which is very possible, and that was earlier, and then they took the same dolls and made them into the lace dolls. And I've got one in the display room. We're going to go see her. But the important thing is that they also made 6 outfits for Gem in full 12.5 scale with the shoes that fit her, and these are the star toe shoes. So these are the 6 basic outfits, which you can sort of see. And I refer to them, the one that Pizzazz is wearing, I call Cindy. And the one that Stormer is wearing, obviously, is Xena. Jetta has the creatively named puffy jacket fashion. Roxy is Madonna. Gem is Prom. And Kimber is Blazer. So there's your 6, and as far as I've ever seen, it's only these 6. Now there are a whole bunch of fashions for the lace dolls, which are 11.5 inches, and all of the these are Creator rock stars, and they all map to one of the lace fashions. So here's puffy jacket on Jetta and on lace, and you can see these later when you connect. This is, it's a little hard to see, but you can see the lace fashions do not fit Gem. They're much too small, and in fact, this one, if you tried to sit the lace doll down, her bodice would become her belt. So there's that one, and there are color variations in a lot of them. So there's the 3 for these, and they're in the other room, so we can go look at them.
So that's a jumpsuit, or
it's a jumpsuit and a jacket and a belt and then some jewelry, and all of their jewelry, with the exception of some earrings, is printed on vinyl, and it's actually really kind of fun.
It's cool, right?
Yeah. Cindy was used for a couple different lace fashions. And they're kind of sneaking in there. There's a green one, and then there's that kind of iridescent one with blue. And the one that came for Rockstar has at least 2 tinsel variations. It is also a jumpsuit with a skirt, and then the gloves and the hair and the stuff.
These are made in China?
Yep, pretty much everything we're going to be talking about is made in China. The Prom comes with different variants on the sequins on the cuff, and I have yet to see the blue one in the package, so I don't know if the glove and the hairband vary with it. But with the lace size one, the silver one, which you can stretch to get on Gem, but it pulls the lame and makes it dull, so don't. The lace one does come with a different color hair bow and a different color glove. You can kind of see pink versus blue in there. These are priced kind of astronomically. The dolls, the lace dolls, are pretty cheap. You can get them pretty easily. The fashions go for $300.
What?
On the card. No, yeah. And they're really the lace ones, well, all of them, but you just don't see them. There's like one of the lace size Madonna ones that's been on eBay for like the last year at about $300, which says to me, seller, change your price.
So they were for the American market, or were they
Yep.
distributed elsewhere?
Well, I don't know if they were distributed elsewhere. I haven't found any foreign packaging, any French or anything.
Yeah.
I know that these were a big mainstay of like KB and Toys R Us and stuff. The Xenofat, this one is the one that people I think see most often, and the one for lace is black vinyl, and the one for gem is actually a deep indigo blue. So you can tell them apart for the color, and they are also the sizing isn't as obvious on these, but these you can't really put the lace one on gem without stretching it. So, and I think we've got one more. We have Madonna, yeah. So the lace one comes in black and is kind of sophisticated and stuff, but this one is pants and a tunic and a vest and a whole bunch of little pieces. This one is probably going to be the hardest to collect loose just because there's so many bits and pieces. And it came as a separate lace fashion, and it came on the doll, and so there are going to be a lot of pieces floating around out there.
I put it on my glitter and gold gem.
Oh yeah. They're and these are, I mean, they're well made for knockoffs.
Yeah.
They are fitted well, they're styled well, I'm just really fond of them. And the tights fit, I mean, look at these tights. Well, not like you can see them, but look at tights on Stormer and the other thing.
Yeah.
They're really nice. So that's Creative. Totsi, did I change things? Well, I guess I did. Totsi is the other company, and they did all sorts of things. They sold jewel fashions in like Woolworths and Kmart and places like that. And I've got one of those on the card, so you'll be able to see what those look like. But they also did department store gift sets, and two of these are pretty common. So these were in the Sears catalog in '86. Oh yeah, every year. I printed these out in 2009, and then I gave the printouts to some. So the Sears Wish Book in '86 had two gift sets, 5 fashions apiece, and they were on the page. You could see, well, if I would let you see it, you can see it. This is a catalog page, and it says, save $1 on clothing sets 9 and 10 when you also buy selected dolls, and the selected dolls were the gem dolls. So I don't know if you can see it, but the photos show Barbie-sized shoes, little standard Totsi.
Yeah.
Totsi also made the Flair dolls. So, but these did actually come with gem-sized shoes, and they're in the other room, and they're very cool. And I've got both sets complete in the other room. And they are less well-made, which is a very kind way to say it. They're made of really fragile fabrics, most of them. Some of them aren't quite so fragile, but there's a lot of tinsel that can really catch on things. So it's hard to find these in great shape. I have spent many years trying to find them in great shape. Here they are on dolls. So video has a jumpsuit and a coat and then boots with separate fur covers. And Roxy has a dress and a belt and sheer tights that don't fit that well, and some shoes. Rhea has it's a leotard with a skirt. It's kind of weird. It took me forever to get Jem's silver outfit. And then Jetta has a white suit with a silver top. And those are all in the next room. And then there's this one. And I have the 2 fringe dresses there. One of them is left-handed and one of them is right-handed, which just baffles me. I don't know how they managed to do. They probably just cut it out and sewed it inside out. I don't know. But that one comes with some really awesome tights, which you have to see to believe. And then the one on Clash, I call Snake Goddess because it's so snaky. And those, so you're going to see these a lot. You probably have pieces of these. And Stefan, in 2010, managed to find them on eBay in their boxes.
Oh, wow.
And they just come in your standard little, it's a Tatsi, that's what all of the catalog gift sets came in. They just jammed them in that little pink box. And like, for example, his set came with 4 pairs of shoes and 1 single shoe. Not a lot of, the quality control is not that great. But they're flashy and they're colorful and they're fun, and you can pin them and you can alter them and stuff. And here's the second one coming through, just kind of, and they came with those fantastic boots.
Yeah.
Are the boots are like more like replicas of Darcy's, or are they just?
The boots are basically, if you ever saw those, you know, if you were buying Barbie stuff in the 70s, which many of you weren't born in time to do that, but it's that standard 2-piece thin boot mold, just blown up.
Yeah.
Whereas the shoes are clearly, they clearly got a hold of Jem shoes and molded them off of those. Now one of those gift sets came with the fancy ones. They're gold, and the silver is actually, there's a silver and a green silver and a blue silver. And they each come in 2 kind of, anyway, there's variation. And I get way too into it. There was also a Sears set, and this picture is pretty bad, and I stole it from Jem's Space. I have never seen, this is the 87 Sears set. And you can't, I don't know, well, it doesn't look that bad. It's not much worse on the screen than it is on my computer. There's a purple dress and there's a yellow pants, gold thing, and all of these are repeats of designs that you'll see in other Tatsi fashions because they repeated them a lot. I've never seen any of these, this 87 set, but it shows that it's coming with white sandals and gold sandals and yellow pumps with bows or stars or something, and then blue and pink pumps.
What colors are is like a jacket in the middle of their list? Like a
In the
black
middle,
and-
it's you know, there's that turquoise set that has the striped top with the slits in the sleeves.
Okay.
It's the same design in a different, like the stripes are going a different way.
Okay.
And then it has the capris with a yoke. And I have a version of that in the other room, and I can show, well, 2 versions
I was
actually.
wondering because I'm like, the first stuff I recognize with the Creative, but this stuff I'm not sure. Like, I had mystery things at home too.
And if the mystery stuff is likely to be Tatsi, but then there are also, there's the Shillman Company, and there's LA Gear that show up a lot. But odds are it's going to be Tatsi just because they were so prevalent. And this is a Canadian Sears Wish book. And so it's got the little fringe dress. And the picture, you're not going to be able to tell it there, but the dolls look weird. So Kimber looks, I don't know what she looks like.
But
But,
they pinned back the bangs and
Yeah.
then given her ukulele.
but her, yeah, they just look weird. And I've got like the tights for that, I think, somehow. And the fashion in the center was sold as a jewel fashion. The ones that they actually sold on cards in the stores were the jewel fashions. And they had nightlife, and they had a couple of gowns. And so it's a nightlife fashion, which I have in the other room in much worse shape.
Liz, question about
yes.
the fashions, I guess for Jem too, but these fashions, like were people, actual real life people wearing clothes like this in this time? Like were these reflective of what people were wearing?
Well, especially with the Tatsi stuff, most of this is just, you know, rock star stage wear. I mean, certainly with the Creata, those are all stage costumes. There's, you know, like you can see in this picture, there's a like a silver blazer and pink pants in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's certainly, you know, I had baggy pants, I was wearing blazers. In these fabrics, obviously it's stage wear. There really wasn't a whole lot of tinsel and lame
But the cuts and the one sleeve, and this was the stuff that people, you'd see on the street, people, adults
I mean,
wearing maybe.
You'd see like a toned down version.
Yeah, very-
What I'm seeing
yeah.
is Studio 54 shenanigans.
I mean, some of this you would see, it's like when I'm describing my maxi stuff, I'm like, well, really, really cool, cutting edge high schoolers in
Right.
in Los Angeles
Yes, right.
might have worn this, but you know,
Right.
it's really pushing it, and that was kind of the point. It was they're all being advertised as rock star fashions. And there, I'll show you, we're getting up on one of them that it's like, oh, here's what everyday clothing looked like, except it didn't. There really isn't, I don't know, it's hard to say. There's a couple of the LA Gear things that are surprisingly close to streetwear, but most of them are pretty stagey. And this one has the gem dress. Stormer is wearing, the silver looks better and the pink doesn't look that great, but it's clearly the gem dress. This set was reversible for the most part. I've got a bunch of them.
Inside out?
I'm sorry?
You said reversible, like you could turn it inside out?
Yep. Some of the, I mean, like for example, that black suit, the only piece on that's reversible is the bodice. The jacket and the pants don't turn out, but the pink one sleeve thing is completely reversible. And the dress is reversible, and
that's how it was advertised?
Yep, it was in there. I think the title is Reversible Fashions. I don't have the catalog, but it is definitely reversible. And this set is definitely not reversible. And you can see there's a jewel fashion that is the blue overalls with the red blouse. And some of the other stuff is very similar to other Tatsi stuff. And this is clearly, you know, it's a leotard with a sheer skirt. No one was wearing that on the street. But the overalls, you know, you get into those overalls with the blouse. That's actually, especially because it's a jacquard blouse. I'm like, oh yeah, I totally have things like that. They weren't tinsel overalls, but so then they were like, let's have some everyday clothes for Jem. And these, yeah, there is a gem dress in the middle, and then there's that kind of animal print thing, the brown thing. But there's, you know, there's shorts and a t-shirt and matching socks, and there's leggings and a tunic with trim that matches. And this is more kind of everyday. I've never seen any piece of this set. As far as I can tell, it looks like there's yellow and pink pumps, and then it looks like pink chrome and silver chrome and gold chrome gem size shoes. So I'd be very interested to see those. And at some point, someone got a hold of this bag, which has a guitar in it and a purse and a bunch of shoes. And she showed it to me at JemCon in 2008, and I don't know what it comes to. So there's Montgomery Ward's, there's Ayers, there are a bunch of companies that had catalogs. There could be other stuff out there made by Tatsi that we haven't seen. So, and I'll do actually, it's going to be easier, I think, if we go to the display room and just look at stuff.
Heck yeah.
So there's the thing, in case someone comes to the knockoff class halfway through.
My jacket I brought just happens to be wearing a pink.
We're good. Okay, so this is the lace doll, and this is a separate fashion that she came in. She came in black hair, blonde hair, and red hair. And the first two runs of dolls also had whatever color hair that is, the corresponding blonde doll. And this is a separate fashion. In a way, these dolls are really fragile. Their legs react to the body, they melt, the posts break off, the heads will stick, the shoes will stick to the feet. I've got better stories. So, if you are buying the lace dolls, just be really careful with them, because they can really look good, they're really kind of cute. Oh, it's a plastic set. And this is actually fitted tightly enough that I didn't fasten it because I didn't want to damage anything. So the earrings on the lace dolls are posts. They're actually standard for the doll, but the fashions came with earrings on a piece of elastic. So they have headband with the earrings on the elastic, so that even if you don't have ear holes,
That's actually what I was thinking.
So they pretty much center side.
Oh, no, there it goes. Yeah, so that's what they're.
It's just vinyl.
Yeah, it's just pretty much.
So that's what we have.
Oh,
You can see they have. And the bells are.
Lacy dress.
Yeah, what's next? Yeah, here's, I'll just take yeah.
The shoes.
Yeah, I have it. I have the black.
And you were like, where do these things come from? Where do they fit?
So that's Creative. I mean, you're all week. We'll get to Totsy at the end, but LA here has various stuff. Here's the duck. The ducks with little bows and stuff, and the card back only shows, there's that. And so there's all sorts of work out here. About 80-90% of it says LA here on the outside of the garment, and most of these garments are tagged. So you can see, like, yeah. Some of them do, some of them don't. But most of them, and what I was going to point out is this one here. It's a knit dress over tights and a shirt. And aside from the shirt being iridescent, that would have been such a cool outfit. I would totally have worn that to school, and people did, a lot of
That is a
layering.
pizzazz dress.
That is so cool. That was one of the first things I got.
The yellow pants.
Yeah. And it's sheer.
How much do they go for? It's like, how much are these? Do you come across them a lot on eBay? Or?
There's so the thing with LA here is they have a whole bunch of lines. They've got the sportswear, they got the flash fashions, they have the boutique gowns, and by the way, this looks fantastic on Jem, and it's T-length. It comes to about there, so it's perfect for the 80s. Some of them go on Jem, like this is stretchy, that obviously is stretchy. This looks really nice on Jem. It's tight and it's perfect. This looks great on Jem. That's actually big on Jem. This one, I obviously haven't taken off the card. That's one that I'm like, I don't know if that'll go on Jem. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. This suit, yeah. It's some of them are decidedly too small because they don't use stretch fabrics for everything. The shoes do not fit. The shoes are all 11.5 inch, so you have to have shoes. And the tights are sized, so the tights aren't going to fit.
Did you have an LA Gear doll, like the DoorDash doll?
There was, on the back of the package, you can see Sun and Fun Girl and Video Magic Girl. And so there were 1 or 2 dolls. And then you can also see, so there's the sportswear and the physical fashions and the shave-up fashions and the bicycle team fashion. And because this is LA Gear, then they're like, here's the bike for you. And here's your mini scooter. And on the it's bigger on here. This is where's the, oh yeah, so here, this is like, here's your size stuff, or your own stuff. And this is Jenny Lewis, by the way, of Riley Kyler. So, and they were selling little rhythmic gymnastic things and hoops and ribbons.
Is that different than they get in shape though,
Yeah. And this, I mean, LA Gear was and is a shoe company, and so they just.
Are they still around?
I think they are.
You gotta go like Payless or something.
But they, there's a whole bunch of them. And they made a video set. So they have rock fashions for girls and for boys. And I have written a whole thing on these guys, and those drawings, just, I love them so much.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I'll tell you
And I found these, I had never seen these before.
They were on eBay a couple months back, and I bought them, and then this one showed up again. But there's this tuxedo kind of shows up a lot, and there's separate girl and boy fashions. There's yet another one of this jacket from Michael Jackson, and then this is also LA Gear, and it's really loose and baggy, but it's
I love the big feel.
and
It's like, look what the
so
intern came up with.
the flash fashions. There's I've never found one that still works. They corrode like crazy. You can see. This is there's 3 little light bulbs, and this is the back of the light bulbs.
Exactly, this is exactly how
This number I buy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the
It's
parts are
really
right there.
simple. Yeah. But and if you leave it in, sometimes it can leak, and this is the demo shirt for that.
Like battery acid type?
Yes.
So we have sound reflection faster, like in that thought of batteries, is it bad to keep the batteries in your general? Really turn the lights on? Like, should you just take them out?
If you're not going to ever turn the lights on, take them out. If it's like, I'll turn it on every once in a while,
Yeah.
and you can leave them in, but you don't want to store them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like we have. Those were.
No, just my game room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never come across a gem that's corroded, but it's just better safe than sorry. So Totsi also made Michael Jackson clothing,
Oh my god.
and I don't have a picture of it here. The reason that I got into it is because with these jewel fashions, which are actually over here, there is Jewel, who looks familiar, and that they came with these shoes, and the guitar. They stuck the Jewel sticker on the Michael Jackson fashions. So these came out in like '84. They were sitting in some warehouse somewhere, and they had them left over, and they said, hey, let's, so you get the sticker that has Jewel, and it says, made for $12.50, share JemCon investments on the Michael Jackson.
It does.
So, and you know, you've clearly got Michael Jackson, then you got Jackson 5, you got all sorts of stuff. They had either a whole fashion that came with pants, and then they had the accessories that didn't come with pants, but they came with all sorts of shoes.
One glove.
Yeah, they all came with one glove. This one came with a trumpet and some bizarre sheet music, a little hat. This one came with a microphone that is literally a piece of cardboard with a piece of lame and then some random fabric glued on.
Something like, wow.
It's totally, yeah.
I'd be like, what the heck is that?
I can see the thought process of that factory line.
Yeah.
And it came with a statue called World's Greatest Bully.
World's greatest bully.
World's Greatest Bully. Yeah.
Those shoes look like they can fall apart easily.
They're painted, and so like these aren't painted. These are actually nice metallic. But I've put all the painted ones in their own bags, and this has lame glued on.
Oh,
So some of these will. I mean, you can get them on Rio, and they're generally flexible enough not to split. But then the ones that are painted, I'm just like.
Yeah.
But the new kid shoes are over here, and they're so nice. I love them very much. Anyway, Tatsi made one catalog set for Rio, and this is it. So you have another Michael Jackson fashion, and this is kind of Earth, Wind, and Fire, and this is, I don't know what it is, and it came with that in the big box. And I really like this one. This one has a little, it's a piece of black ribbon with Velcro, and you have to tie it into the bow yourself.
It's not even sewn onto the shirt.
Nope.
Again,
Yeah.
Very easy to
I'm dying to see the thought process of the factory.
Here they are, all on Rio, and it did come with a trumpet, so he's got his little trumpet and his little cheap mini guitar, and it's so very sheer. It just,
Michael Jackson.
and the only one of these things that comes close, well, this is kind of streetwear, and that, but then there's Michael military fantasy stuff. So. There wasn't, I don't know about, well, I mean, because he's Prince, I don't think he licensed.
Probably not, right?
So now we're back to Tatsi, and I've got my knockoff shoe box that has the department store boots and all sorts of stuff. And then there's two mystery shoes that I don't everybody knows what Oh, they just go really easily. Do I have anybody wearing one? So that it's not going on, it just comes out. But they come on really easily. A little easier without the tight But they're you can kind of feel it. It's somewhat flexible. The gold ones are I managed to wear them.
Yeah, they're the knockoff Barbie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tatsi has a lot of quarters, but they're the only ones who gave us tall boots for Jem, so I give them a lot of credit. So here's those fantastic ties.
Which ones do you label?
These for Mexican. Yep.
Okay, including the light.
Yep.
Sorry.
This one, I don't know what that is. It's mysterious. It's silver. It could just be a Mexican gem shoe that's been, but it also could be because if you look at the mold of the Mexican gem shoes and then you look at this mold here, it's, I don't know. This could be one of those department store issues that we've never found, but I don't know.
Because they're not stamped or anything on the
No.
bottom, right? It's just.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
mold
that's what I
is-
was
yeah.
saying. You can see a very
That's a
thick
little
edge
bit thicker, yeah.
when
Yeah.
both parts of the mold meet.
Yeah, and it just came randomly in eBay. So, of the so there's the gift sets and there's the jewel fashions, and they so these are the gift sets, and these are the jewel stuff. And so the top ones are single fashions.
Stefan, could I ask you to just take a step? Thank you.
And I think I mentioned that fashion with the, so this top is repeated a lot. It's naked doll. Yeah, but it has split sleeves. It's over here too. And so it was part of the Sears gift set. It was a single jewel fashion. And I honestly don't know which of those fabrics goes with what. But there's 3 different pants and 2 different shirts, and they're definitely Tatsi. And so there's that other catalog set that has it basically in gold.
You should have a guest for
Explaining all this.
Well, they're gone.
I would love to have a guest.
They're out of business.
But people did work there.
Yeah.
Those people.
Yeah.
But I don't think
I have
they
no
are.
idea how to contact me. So there's 2 3 fashion gift sets. So she's part of this one and she's part of this one, and I love. This is about the best family tights that Tatsi ever made. And I love this dress, and I love the whole thing. And of course, it's on Roxy with her loose waist, so anything could happen at any time.
Yeah, but those tights are really. Well,
It reminds me of that like third year Miss Goods prototype fashion.
And actually,
That was exactly what I was thinking. I was fashion first.
I mean, some of their tights really are nice, and then some of them, like, these are just really baggy.
yeah.
A lot of these are the glitter and gold lace, but they also come in silver. And her pants are just going to keep falling down. Yeah.
No, really, I couldn't put my focus on it.
I finally found a fashion that comes with red shoes. So there's a prescription red shoes and the tights that are way too.
I have that one.
The Walkman has a
That come
strap.
with as well?
Yep. So with these fashions, there are 2 kinds of cards. And one of them has the sleeve extension and the shoes over here. And one of them is just a little rectangle. And so sometimes there's an instrument, and it can be anywhere. It can be lying around here, it can be a guitar, it can be a cardboard keyboard. I think
Yeah.
Yours came with, did yours come with a trumpet?
Yes, a gold trumpet.
Yeah, I love their
Oh, what do you
trumpets.
got?
Their trumpets are so nice. They're kind of fragile, but they're so
we
nice.
opened the
Oh, they had the gold plastic
I had
center.
some of this gift.
Well, they're just brittle.
They had like 5
So
pieces,
they're
and
brittle.
they came with random instruments. They
Some
came
of
with
your
the
instruments
trumpet,
don't.
came with the cardboard keyboard.
I don't know if there was
It
a
was very
different price for
random
it.
thing.
I mean, the original price on this was $1.49.
A few pairs of shoes and one extra shoe. Yes, exactly. That happened. Yeah. So, but we opened it.
So what this, yeah, this is plastic.
That was really.
And this is their 11.5. Now, the Totsi 11.5, and so there's that jumpsuit where the other is down there.
Fading.
Well, and it's different colors.
Yeah.
They use different lots for different pieces apparently. You can tell that the sleeve's different than the colors.
Yes. Yeah.
That's different. So this is an 11.5. The dress will still go on, Jen.
Yeah.
These are not fitted very tightly. The tights won't. That's the one limitation. Most of the tights are going to be. But the ones that are in the jewel or in the catalog actually do fit, Jen. And sometimes you get like these. Some of the net ones fit better than others. These fit pretty well, but there's not a lot of quality control. So yeah, exactly. What are you gonna do? Yeah, this one was at $1.99 at Toys Unlimited, but it comes. This is the only plastic keyboard I ever seen. So that's. And then there was another. They had Rockin' Sandy. And this is one of her dresses. And I can email people the documents that I have.
Great.
Yeah.
So I can write down emails and stuff because I will forget if I don't have a list.
Have you thought of doing a page? for
I
this?
have, but I don't even
That's
have home
what
internet
it is.
anymore. So we talked about it with Krista, but she's been kind of behind us. So he is not really a knockoff. He is a factory second. And even though I don't believe that he was intended to be a Craig Phillips style, I just do not believe that at all. You cannot convince me. I call him Craig because why not? So he's a female doll body. He's wearing Kimber's pants. The Superstar socks, that's another connection. Most of those Superstar actually had fancy socks, but one or two of them actually came with those. And he came in a first Aja top, but it was boring, so I gave him, I think this is Jordan Knight's top and sweater from the New Kids.
Oh, okay. It's like
And-
Bill Cosby.
Okay, it also covers the movie.
That's rapey.
Yeah, it gives him a more of a,
Masculine.
well, and it's just, I don't know. We're all coming to different levels of awareness over the years.
Was this? It was a face mold from.
It's Craig.
It's Craig.
Not Craig. It's Rob
Rob.
from Maxie. I'm
Yeah.
totally turning my back on Luigi. But,
Thank you.
Yeah, this is Maxie's first boyfriend, Rob. Her big. So they took Rio's body and downsized it just a little and took out his waist and made that into Maxie's boyfriend. And he's hulking a giant and he looks like a predator. But he's got a nice California feet. He's a nice doll. He's just too big for Maxie. And then they sized him down a little bit for the second year for Rob, who still looks kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But then they used that Rob body for the New Kids. So the New Kids are a direct descendant of Rio, except that their body is not as detailed as his. So Craig, I got him on eBay. They were sold in baggies, and most of the Rios and Craigs you're going to see are on really, really cheap hollow doll bodies. Yep, and they're wearing a baby sock as a shirt. But then there are the superstars that actually have gem bodies. And
He's got a gem body, this one that you have?
yep, and let me see if I think he's got like marks on him or something.
Superstar dolls, but I don't have. I have like
Were there
Still in
more than
bags, but I don't
a
have
few,
the
like
Craig
the Craig Phillips? There's not just one,
Well,
right?
there were. Well, what I'll say is there are enough of them that I got one for
Really?
$150.
Yeah.
This is that Sandage lady.
Not. I don't think there are a whole lot of them.
Yeah, I've seen like 3 or 4, maybe, right?
And so this is why I don't know what happened, but this is why this body got rejected and used as a superstar.
So what does he want?
Hello, you're with us today.
It's the no location. So these are from the first factory.
Oh, okay.
And that's why they had the first year stuff on them and the leftover 1984 stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, so at this point it is question time. So.
Is this a standalone? This is part of that, right? You
Those
show
are, yeah,
variations.
and it gets kind of confusing. These were all the jewel fashions, so they were all sold separately like this, or these, like that's 3 and that's 3, they came in a larger box as a gift set. This is the nightlife, missing most of its stuff. There were at least 3 of those, and one of them comes with black shoes, and I don't even have the black shoes yet. That's my, and as far as I know, Jewel only had the single fashions, the gift sets, and the nightlife. I haven't seen any like workout clothing or anything like that. As far as this could have been streetwear. There's a shirt that I don't have. Most of them are just, I mean, this I suppose could have been in slightly different fabrics, but this is stage wear.
Yeah.
The one sleeve stuff, I mean, I grew up in rural Ohio, so I wasn't going to see. Although that didn't save me from guys in really tight nylon parachute pants and the Michael Jackson jacket, because that made it to Van Wert too.
I don't know.
But well, if you just they were meant to be tight. It was a style. They were
They had a lot of zippers and pockets.
They
on
had a
them,
lot,
right?
yeah, it
And
was.
they weren't the parachute pants that we're thinking about, but they were made out of material, but they were super
Yeah,
tight.
yeah, lots of zippers and stuff. And some of them had like a little bit of a flare, but really they were really tight. And
I grew up down the island in the 80s, and they were baggy as hell.
and that was there too. It was just the country boys wanted the tight pants. I don't know. And they all had thin little mustaches.
Yeah.
So, Liz, why do you think that we like this knockoff stuff so much? Like, what do you think they appeal for? Gem, this is not Gem stuff at all, and it's not anything they ever wore, but we love it. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's so sparkly. I mean, you can see, and Tatsi deserves a lot of criticism for their lack of quality control. But look at these fabrics. You know, you've got these big stripy things, and you've got sparkle everywhere. This is actually supposed to be lame. Someone sat down and rubbed it through the whole thing, and it's it's supposed to be nicer than that. But there's so much, you know, and it's just having the shoes, and
Right.
there's
The variations of all. We just have so few Hasbro things.
yeah, and especially those Creata outfits are just gorgeous.
There was, I think there was one of the boxes that was like a fashion that came from the show, like the dress that the Misfits wore. With the black in the middle.
Oh, but they actually made it cartoon
they
character.
did a drawing of it on one of the boxes.
Oh.
I don't think they made it.
So and the Tatsis aren't tagged at all, right? Like
No,
you said,
there's-
Creata has
yeah.
some tags. and
Creata doesn't have tags, but they're at least the jewelry is very characteristic.
Okay.
The pieces aren't tagged. The LA gear is tagged, and also it's very logo. I mean, even the things that don't have logos on them, like the dresses, most of those large pieces are going to have a tag that says LA gear. Like I think even Mr. Cheap's suit here. But like there you go. Here's an LA
Right.
tag. And Mr. Cheap, you have this tag?
And washing instructions.
No. The only washing instruction is don't. There, I mean, some of these, well, very few of these. I'm trying to think of something you could wash those pants.
And you don't mind if I take pictures of?
Oh no, take pictures of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
obviously we get piles of
Yeah,
stuff too. It's
yeah,
like I don't know what
stuff
this is.
like I
throw
know
it
we
away.
have that.
She's like,
that.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with Tassi is they don't have that many designs. So you're
Yeah.
gonna see different, here's this jumpsuit in May, that it's over there in the tinsel. There's the 11 and a half dolls. There's a lot of stuff for 11 and a half dolls for Tatsi. And it's mixed in with everything. Your Barbie and the Rockers lots, your Gem lots. And that's one of the reasons that I do so much with LA gear, because it's out there. And it kind of fits Gem and it's fun. And they do have that whole rocker set
Well,
of
it's mostly
things.
Belgian because it's Dutch and French in one box, so but also a lot of Dutch boxes. But it didn't sell that well, so that's also why there's so many.
Michael Jackson said this stuff is licensed. This was the
And there was
This is not licensed. This was skating on the edge of. I can show you the box. The box is very clearly Michael Jackson, but there's nothing on the box that indicates license or no. Well, I wonder if it does say fits Michael Jackson. You can look on the computer, but you know, these are clearly
Yeah, that was like the
very
first
Michael
batch
Jackson.
of fashions that I
And
bought was from
this
him.
is completely stiff.
Maggie's The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I've been in touch with him, but I never
You
met him.
can kind of bend the arms down, but
Yes.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, he said he was gonna, I mean, I don't know if he sold off
Oh,
like,
yeah.
well, everything he had.
How they were living in MTV.
Kind of
Yeah.
stuff that was like,
Well, and I mean, I don't know that this is Bowie, but I think of that as Bowie, and I think of
No, I
this
don't
as
think
Duran
so. He was
Duran.
like an original tour line collector, but
I got his
That was
name
never
on
released.
Yeah. And then just some other
And then
things
this
that
is
he
kind
had.
of,
Yeah.
well, these are, it's like, you
doesn't
know,
really like this
you're
five
you're
James
basically seeing that.
Yeah.
It's smart too, it's got the heck in, it's everything.
well, Rostam was first was so we could write that.
Yeah.
the one on the list, I don't know. I didn't see it. Looked like
It's
it
like you get the illusion of
When I was,
Chris, the
really?
super,
When I
he
was,
was super.
I was trying to figure it out and poking around, it looks like it went there.
These pants have radishes on them.
Well, not so much for
Yes.
the only
But I
thing
did, I have many of them.
And then it
They
says-
beat us out on
it
that.
says on there, sell it. How much did it go for?